Imagine a life lived on the vast, silent canvas of the American plains, where the horizon stretches endlessly, and the nearest human connection is often just a distant wisp of smoke or the occasional hum of a postal vehicle. This is the world of Jack Thompson, a solitary rancher whose days are a testament to resilience, a quiet symphony of hard work, and an unwavering commitment to the land that sustains him. For years, Jack's existence has been defined by the rhythm of the seasons, the needs of his cattle, and the constant, often exhausting, pursuit of making ends meet. His struggles were private, his triumphs unsung, a narrative woven into the covey, very fabric of the desolate beauty surrounding his expansive ranch. He embodied the spirit of self-reliance, a figure seemingly untouched by the rapid currents of the modern world. A quiet hero in his own right, navigating a life of profound isolation. Then, the unimaginable happened. A package, an anomaly in his predictable routine, arrived at his doorstep. It wasn't a usual delivery of feed or parts. This was something entirely different, something that shattered the quietude of his isolated existence. Inside, nestled beneath protective wrapping, was a Tesla Model Y, a beacon of cutting-edge technology, an electric vehicle representing a future Jack could scarcely have conceived, let alone afforded. The shock was profound, but what followed was even more astounding. A letter personally signed by Elon Musk, the enigmatic visionary behind Tesla and SpaceX. The note wasn't a marketing ploy or a charitable donation in the conventional sense. Instead, it spoke of inspiration, acknowledging Jack's dedication to the land, his unwavering resilience in the face of adversity, and his unshakable spirit. It was a gesture of profound gratitude, an unexpected recognition of a life lived with integrity and quiet strength. This act of seemingly random, yet deeply personal, generosity sent immediate shockwaves across the globe. News outlets, perpetually hungry for stories that defy expectation, seized upon it. Social media platforms, the modern-day town squares, erupted with a fervor rarely seen for anything outside of major global events. Everyday citizens, from bustling metropolises to their own quiet corners of the world, were captivated, bewildered, and deeply moved. The story of Jack Thompson, the lonely rancher, and Elon Musk, the tech titan, transcended mere headlines. It became a global conversation. It forced a collective pause, prompting people from all walks of life to question the true meaning of generosity, the unexpected ways compassion can manifest, and the profound, often unseen, impact one individual can have on another's life. This wasn't just about a car. It was about the sudden dazzling collision of two vastly different worlds, a moment that sparked a universal reflection on hope, connection, and the surprising turns life can take when kindness steps into the spotlight. As Jack, still reeling from the surreal nature of the gift, began to navigate his familiar landscapes in this silent, futuristic machine, a profound shift began, not just for him, but for the silent narratives of humanity itself. The sudden dazzling intersection of Jack's quiet, traditional existence with Elon Musk's futuristic gesture forces us to consider the very nature of philanthropy in the modern age. Historically, grand acts of giving were often the domain of established magnates, often accompanied by public pronouncements or the naming of institutions. Think of the Carnegies and Rockefellers, whose legacies are etched into libraries and universities, driven by a blend of genuine altruism, societal improvement, and perhaps a measure of reputation building. These were often structured, long-term commitments designed to address systemic issues. But what about the unexpected, the personal, the seemingly spontaneous act of profound generosity that bypasses traditional channels and targets an individual? This isn't charity in the conventional sense. It's a direct, almost intimate form of recognition. We're witnessing a new paradigm where highly visible figures, often amplified by social media, can deliver impactful, personal gestures that resonate globally. This contrasts sharply with the historical context of philanthropy, which typically focused on broader societal impact through established organizations. The story of Jack and the Tesla isn't just about giving. It's about a narrative, a symbol, and the power of a single, well-placed act to capture the collective imagination in ways that meticulously planned campaigns often cannot. It invites us to explore the evolving landscape of human connection and surprising benevolence in an era defined by both vast wealth and profound digital interconnectedness. Delving deeper into this phenomenon, we uncover the intricate psychology that underpins such extraordinary acts of giving and receiving. What compels someone like Elon Musk, operating on a global scale, to focus on an individual rancher in the American plains? Beyond any potential public relations benefits, there's a powerful human element at play. Psychologically, giving can trigger the warm glow effect, a profound sense of satisfaction and happiness derived from helping others. This isn't purely altruism. It's a complex interplay of empathy, personal values, and the intrinsic reward system of the brain. For the recipient, the impact is even more profound. Jack's life was not just changed by a material object. He received an overwhelming sense of validation and recognition for his resilience and dedication, qualities often overlooked in a world obsessed with outward success. This unexpected validation can be a powerful catalyst for psychological well-being, fostering a renewed sense of hope and purpose. From an economic perspective, while the car itself is a significant asset, the true value of this exchange extends far beyond its market price. The story itself becomes a form of social currency, generating immense media attention, sparking global conversations, and potentially influencing brand perception for Tesla in ways that traditional advertising could not. It highlights the unique position of modern figures like Musk, whose personal actions can carry immense weight and public interest, transforming a simple gift into a global narrative that resonates with universal themes of kindness and human connection. This is where the intangible value often far surpasses the tangible, creating a ripple effect that transcends mere financial transactions. The broader implications of this singular act extend far beyond the immediate exchange of a vehicle for a moment of surprise. Jack's story, amplified by global media, becomes a powerful catalyst for community engagement and a re-evaluation of what truly constitutes progress. The sudden recognition transforms Jack from an isolated figure into a symbol of resilience and quiet dignity, inspiring his once distant neighbors to reach out. This unexpected spotlight fosters a sense of collective identity and shared purpose within the community, demonstrating how a single extraordinary event can spark genuine human connection and a desire to uplift one another. Furthermore, the narrative beautifully illustrates the unexpected synergy between cutting-edge technology and traditional, grounded ways of life. Jack, now equipped with a Tesla, begins to explore how innovation can coexist harmoniously with nature, applying sustainable practices on his ranch. This isn't merely about adopting new tools. It's about embracing a new mindset, bridging the gap between historical methods and future possibilities. The Tesla, a symbol of technological advancement, becomes a vehicle for exploring environmental stewardship and efficient resource management in an agricultural setting. This unexpected convergence challenges conventional thinking, suggesting that even in the most seemingly disparate domains like remote ranching and high-tech innovation, there exists fertile ground for collaboration and mutual growth. It highlights how recognition, when bestowed upon the deserving, can unlock unforeseen potential, transforming an individual's life into a beacon of hope and a practical example of how new ideas can flourish in unexpected places, proving that true progress often emerges from the most surprising intersections. However, amidst the widespread awe and inspiration, it is natural for skepticism to emerge when faced with such an extraordinary public act of generosity. The immediate question that often arises is, Was this a calculated public relations stunt? In an era saturated with corporate branding and carefully curated public images, it's understandable to view such high-profile gestures through a cynical lens. Critics might argue that the immense media coverage and positive brand association for Tesla and Elon Musk far outweigh the cost of a single vehicle, making it a highly effective, if unconventional, marketing strategy. This perspective raises important questions about the authenticity of philanthropic acts by public figures, prompting a debate about whether true altruism can exist when an act is so widely publicized. Furthermore, for Jack, the recipient, this sudden influx of attention and material wealth presents its own unique set of challenges. The loss of privacy, the pressure of newfound expectations, and the drastic shift in his previously isolated lifestyle can be overwhelming. He might face scrutiny, envy, or even a sense of burden from the very gift intended to uplift him. This highlights the complex realities of sudden fame and wealth, which can be as disruptive as they are beneficial. The story also inadvertently touches upon broader societal debates concerning wealth distribution and the perception of who deserves such extraordinary gifts. While heartwarming, it can also spark discussions about systemic inequalities, prompting questions about why one individual receives such a windfall while countless others struggle in obscurity. Thus, while the narrative is undeniably inspiring, it also serves as a mirror, reflecting our own societal values, biases, and the inherent complexities of public perception and individual impact in a highly visible world. Ultimately, the story of Jack Thompson and the unexpected Tesla from Elon Musk transcends a simple tale of generosity. It becomes a profound meditation on the interconnectedness of human experience, the transformative power of recognition, and the surprising ways in which technology can bridge the most unexpected divides. It compels us to look beyond the immediate spectacle and consider the enduring human need for validation, for a sense that one's quiet struggles and unwavering spirit are seen and appreciated. This narrative challenges our preconceptions of value, demonstrating that true worth is not always measured in material possessions or public accolades, but often in the resilience of character and the dignity of a life lived with integrity. The Tesla, a symbol of innovation and a futuristic vision, becomes more than just a car. It is a catalyst, a tangible representation of hope that ignites a ripple effect, inspiring a community and showcasing how even the most traditional lifestyles can embrace progress for a more sustainable future. This global conversation about Jack's experience is a powerful reminder that kindness, in its purest, most unexpected forms, possesses an extraordinary capacity to inspire, to heal, and to connect us in ways we rarely anticipate. It reminds us that empathy can transcend vast distances and vastly different worlds, proving that the greatest gifts are often those we never saw coming, and their true impact lies not just in what is given, but in the profound shift they create in the hearts and minds of those who witness them. What then does this story truly teach us about the future of human connection and the boundless potential for compassion in an ever-evolving world? However, this glittering narrative, while undeniably captivating, also harbors a less comfortable undercurrent, prompting a closer examination of the complexities and controversies that inevitably swirl around such a high-profile act of extraordinary generosity. While many celebrated the sheer benevolence, a segment of observers, perhaps hardened by a world increasingly skeptical of grand gestures, couldn't shake the suspicion of ulterior motives. Was this a genuine, spontaneous outpouring of goodwill, or a meticulously calculated strategic maneuver designed to burnish a corporate image, leveraging human interest to generate an unprecedented wave of positive publicity? The very scale of the gift, coupled with the global reach of its giver, invites a level of scrutiny that quieter acts of kindness rarely encounter. This isn't merely about the cost of a vehicle. It's about the perceived authenticity in an era where every public action by a prominent figure is often dissected for its underlying agenda. Beyond the immediate glow, a more nuanced examination reveals the profound psychological and practical challenges that such a sudden, dramatic shift can impose upon the recipient himself. Jack Thompson, a man whose life was defined by the quiet rhythm of the land and the vastness of his own solitude, was abruptly thrust into the blinding glare of global attention. His anonymity, once a cherished shield, was shattered. This newfound prominence, while seemingly a blessing, can swiftly morph into an unexpected burden. Imagine the relentless curiosity, the unsolicited advice, the envious glances, or even the subtle resentment from those who feel overlooked. The very act of living becomes a public performance where every decision, every interaction, is potentially scrutinized, weighing heavily on a spirit accustomed to quiet self-reliance. Furthermore, the recipient's journey is rarely without its own set of trials, particularly when the gift itself introduces a new paradigm. Consider the sheer impracticality of owning a cutting-edge electric vehicle in a remote rural setting. While a Tesla Model Y represents the pinnacle of modern automotive engineering, its integration into Jack's daily life likely presented a unique logistical labyrinth. Charging infrastructure in vast, sparsely populated plains is often non-existent, turning a simple recharge into a significant expedition. Specialized maintenance and repairs for such advanced machinery are scarce outside metropolitan hubs, potentially requiring long-distance travel and specialized expertise. The immediate joy might have been tempered by the very real challenges of adapting a high-tech marvel to a landscape and lifestyle accustomed to rugged simplicity and mechanical self-sufficiency. This paradox highlights a subtle friction between the utopian vision of innovation and the grounded realities of remote living. Consequently, a paradoxical situation can emerge where a gift, intended to alleviate struggle, introduces a different kind of pressure. This spectacular event, while undeniably uplifting, could inadvertently divert attention from the more pervasive, less glamorous challenges facing rural communities. Does a singular dramatic gesture overshadow the need for sustained, systemic support for struggling farmers and ranchers, or robust infrastructure development that benefits entire regions rather than just one individual? Some might argue that such an act, while heartwarming, risks becoming a symbolic distraction, a feel-good narrative that glosses over the deeper, more complex socioeconomic issues that truly require comprehensive solutions. Conversely, the story also ignites broader societal debates concerning wealth distribution and the often unspoken question of who deserves such extraordinary windfalls. When one individual receives such a dramatic, unsolicited gift, it inevitably prompts uncomfortable comparisons. Why this particular person? And what about the countless others toiling just as diligently, facing equally daunting struggles, yet remaining unseen and unacknowledged? This isn't to diminish Jack's worthiness, but rather to highlight the inherent human tendency to seek fairness and equitable recognition. The narrative, therefore, serves as a powerful mirror, reflecting our own societal values, biases, and the inherent complexities of public perception when an individual's life is suddenly transformed by an act of immense, highly visible generosity. The very act intended to inspire universal hope can, ironically, also expose the fault lines of perceived injustice. As we've journeyed through this compelling narrative, observing the profound shifts catalyzed by a single unexpected gesture, a clearer picture of its multifaceted impact begins to coalesce. What initially struck us as an anomaly, a sudden flash of light in a landscape of quiet perseverance, swiftly expanded into a phenomenon that transcended its immediate circumstances. The very act of such a grand personalized acknowledgement, delivered from a realm of global innovation to a life steeped in traditional toil, illuminated not just the recipient, but also the intricate web of human connection that underpins our modern world. It was a moment that recalibrated our understanding of outreach, moving beyond conventional paradigms of giving to embrace a more intimate, almost poetic form of recognition. Drawing these disparate threads together, we discern how this singular event served as a powerful lens, focusing global attention on an individual story and, by extension, on universal themes of resilience and the quiet dignity of hard work. It showcased how a life lived largely outside the public eye could, in an instant, become a beacon, sparking widespread reflection on the true meaning of generosity and the profound, often unseen, impact one individual's spirit can have on another. This unfolding tableau compelled us to consider the evolving landscape of benevolence, where acts of significant personal connection can resonate with an unprecedented breadth, stirring collective awe and prompting a re-evaluation of what constitutes meaningful contribution in an increasingly interconnected society. Yet, as the initial wonder settled, the broader implications of such a dramatic shift began to unfold, revealing layers of complexity beneath the surface. The infusion of cutting-edge technology into a world rooted in time-honored practices created a fascinating dialogue, hinting at the unexpected synergies possible when innovation converges with tradition. This narrative, far from being a mere anecdote, became a tangible embodiment of hope, suggesting pathways for progress that honor both heritage and the promise of the future. It underscored how acts of profound recognition can ripple outward, inspiring not just individuals, but entire communities to embrace new possibilities, fostering a renewed sense of shared purpose and collective aspiration. However, the very brilliance of this public spectacle inevitably cast long shadows, inviting scrutiny and prompting deeper societal introspection. The sudden glare of global attention, while transformative, also illuminated the inherent paradoxes that accompany such high-profile acts. Questions arose, whispers of motive, and the practicalities of integrating such a monumental gift into a vastly different reality. This intricate dance between expectation and reality, between the symbolic, underscored the complexities of public benevolence in an age of pervasive media. It revealed that while such acts can inspire boundless hope, they also lay bare the intricate dynamics of public perception, the challenges of sudden visibility, and the enduring debate surrounding fairness and recognition in a world grappling with disparities. In the crucible of this remarkable occurrence, a profound understanding emerges. This was not merely a transaction of goods, but a catalyst for a multifaceted exploration of human values. It was a story that, in its very unfolding, forced us to confront the interplay between individual lives and global narratives, between the quiet corners of the world and the bustling centers of innovation. We are compelled to consider how moments of extraordinary kindness can act as powerful cultural touchstones, shaping conversations about compassion, progress, and the unexpected intersections that define our shared human journey. Reflecting on this journey so far, it becomes evident that the true legacy of this event extends far beyond the material, embedding itself into the collective consciousness as a testament to the enduring power of connection and the boundless capacity for transformation. The threads of surprise, inspiration, societal reflection, and inherent complexity now intricately woven prepare us to grasp the deeper, more enduring lessons that lie at the very heart of this extraordinary narrative. The Odyssey of Jack Thompson, the solitary rancher, and the unexpected arrival of a Tesla at his doorstep transcends the mere anecdote of a lavish gift. It crystallizes into a modern fable for an interconnected age. What began as a singular act of seemingly spontaneous generosity unfurled into a profound examination of human values, the intricate tapestry of societal connection, and the surprising pathways through which hope can ignite. We witnessed how a life lived in quiet dignity, often overlooked by the rushing currents of global narratives, could suddenly become a vibrant focal point, prompting a collective pause and a deep introspection into what truly constitutes recognition and reward in our contemporary world. The Tesla, in this context, was far more than a vehicle. It was a powerful conduit, a symbol of a bridge being built between disparate realities, the enduring legacy of the land, and the audacious frontier of technological innovation. This narrative compels us to look beyond the immediate transaction and appreciate the deeper currency exchanged, validation, inspiration, and the profound sense of being seen. For Jack, the true gift was not simply the car's monetary value, but the affirmation of his decades of unwavering resilience, his quiet dedication to a life often undervalued in a world obsessed with speed and visible success. This recognition, delivered with such unexpected grandeur, served as a potent reminder that every individual story, no matter how humble its setting, possesses an inherent worth that deserves acknowledgement. It underscored the transformative power of empathy, illustrating how a thoughtful gesture, even from a distance, can resonate with such force that it shifts not only an individual's trajectory, but also the broader societal conversation around compassion and human connection. The ripples from Jack's newfound hope extended outward, inspiring his community to reconsider their own potential for unity and shared progress, proving that positive change can indeed emerge from the most unlikely of catalysts. Yet, as with any phenomenon that captures the global imagination, this story was not without its shadows and complexities. The very public nature of the gift invited scrutiny, prompting uncomfortable questions about authenticity, the subtle calculus of public image, and the inherent challenges that accompany sudden, overwhelming attention. It laid bare the paradox of a gift intended to alleviate burden, potentially introducing new ones, the loss of privacy, the weight of expectation, and the practicalities of integrating cutting-edge technology into a life accustomed to rugged simplicity. These very debates, however, only enrich the narrative, transforming it from a simple tale of good fortune into a nuanced exploration of modern philanthropy, the responsibilities that accompany great wealth, and the often unforeseen consequences of dramatic shifts in personal circumstance. It forced us to confront our own biases and assumptions about who deserves such profound gestures and how we, as a society, navigate the intersection of individual prosperity and collective well-being. Ultimately, the enduring power of Jack Thompson's story lies not in its uniqueness, but in its universality. It is a testament to the profound impact of unexpected kindness, a vivid illustration of how a single act can transcend its immediate context to become a powerful metaphor for hope, resilience, and the evolving nature of human connection in an increasingly digital and interconnected world. It invites us to consider the countless untold stories of quiet heroism that exist all around us, urging us to recognize the unsung champions in our own communities, in our own lives, and perhaps even within ourselves. The true practice begins now, to cultivate an awareness that seeks out these narratives, to celebrate the dignity of every individual journey, and to understand that the greatest transformations often commence with the most unexpected gestures, reminding us that even in the vastness of the plains or the depths of isolation, the potential for profound connection and boundless compassion remains eternally vibrant. Let this story be an ongoing invitation to look for the extraordinary in the seemingly ordinary, and to remember that the most impactful gifts are frequently those we never saw coming, leaving an indelible mark not just on a life, but on the very fabric of our shared humanity.